Greetings and welcome, my, well, you're really nothing to me. I have, I have a story to tell. It's one not many people have heard, unfortunately. Oh, I am indeed sorry. I forgot to give you my name. My name is Percival Killian Derillo III. And this is my tale. It all started, millennia ago at this timeline. But my adventure started with my friend Ren and a few others. We were tasked to, we were tasked with a job. We were to carry some goods from one place to another. Apparently this person really needed some help because he went into a bar looking for one. Well, anyway. He asked, I looked at Ren, I'm like, we could use some money. You know, help people out. It'd be fine and all. So, we went. A couple other brave adventurers joined us. We had Guilford the Conqueror. Well, at the time, we did not know him as such. We just known him as Guilford. And then we had Roscoe, our little halfling rogue. Yes, that one right there. He'll hurt you. Anyway. Then there was Ren. My best friend from childhood. At this point, he was about, I'd say about 100-ish. Oh, he was a half-elf. And me, Percy. I was a human. Wizard, of course. So was Guilford. That's about it. That was our party up until this point. We carried the caravan to where we were going. I forget the town. I think it was Thurmaster, actually. On the way there, we ran into some hooligans. And oh my god, it was a rough fight. Luckily, with my magic and everyone else's skills, we got through. Shortly thereafter, we arrived in town. We delivered the goods, and then we rested. The very next day, we were introduced to Sarah, whom, unbeknownst to us, was Guilford's grandmother. It has been a while, but either way, we got tasked to try to find her apprentice, Jelineth, if I'm not mistaken. It was very nice. Oh, I just realized I am the one viewer. Anyway, our group, my apologies, was tasked with this, to find Jelineth. As we were finding it, we did a couple of odd jobs and such, here and so forth. Oh yes, I can't remember which ran first, but I don't recall having anyone else with the group, so I think this was first. We dealt with this one issue, can't remember. My memories are a bit fuzzy, so I'll tell it as I recall. We went down a ways the river. They were having issues with flooding. So you know what? We'll help. The payment was very, very gracious and was offered by the Count himself of the town over in Havenshire. So we took a boat or ferry down to do this. Oh my gosh, I also remember this one other druid that we found. She helped us out. one of our fights with the bald guy. The bald guy, I'm glad he's dead. He gave me something very nice after he perished. But I digress. We stopped off at this town, and we gathered some information. Turns out, the information led us to goblins. Now, I am not goblinist. At least, I would think so. But the goblins, are goblins. We're used to them causing mayhem and havoc and all sorts of other nonsense. Just thorns in our sides. So, that felt good. So, at this, we decided to, you know what? We'll go in, we'll take everything, and see what happens. So, we were out there, we found out their camp, there were 2 guards on duty. We decided, alright, let's take them out. So, we took them out, and proceeded to slaughter everything. Hey, as far as we know, they were causing the problem. Kill them, that solves the problem. But either way. And then we came to a room with children and women and all such. I'm like, let's leave them be. Because, at the time, we didn't know what was happening. Everybody else felt, oh no. But me being Percy, I did not care that much. They're goblins. But, and as far as I know, they were in trouble because they were messing with the town. That's what the town people said. So, it's all the only knowledge I had to go on. Eventually, we made it to their shaman. He informed us that he was not messing with the town, so I kind of felt bad, but unfortunately my friend Ren, it kind of bugged him a little bit. So, to help my friend out, Ren, I decided, you know what? Okay. So, what's wrong? What's happening? It turns out the shaman had a ring of water elementals. It was defunct. That's what was causing the flooding. We took it back to Sarah. On our way there, we got, not necessarily mugged, but we had to stop off, on the road. Sorry, every now and again I get tongue-tied. But we had to stop off on another barge and camp out. It was at this time this druid. Cannot remember her name. Anyway, there was this druid that really didn't speak English. So we thought. Well, didn't speak common. So we thought. Turns out, we were helping a town nearby. Their mayor's son or some such was turned into a werewolf, werebear, something like that. We helped this druid find them. And, didn't really get anything out of that, but we helped someone out. So that was nice. After that, we camped. We got back on the boat and we left for Havenshire, the capital of where we are. Oh, and somewhere along the way we picked up this drow. Oh wait, no, we have not picked them up yet. Have we? I can't recall. Nope. We have not picked them up yet. We are close though. Actually, we might have picked them up. It is very hard to keep things in order. I do apologize, but alas, we went to Havenshire. I think we did pick them up, because let's see, it It was me, Wren, Guilford. Oh, yes, I do apologize. We did have someone else. 'Twas a gnome named Cerberus. He had problems with drinking the ladies, if you know what I mean. It's good. But anyway, so it was me, Cerberus, Wren, Guilford, Roscoe. Yep, at this time it was just us. Alright. So, we went off and back to Havenshire. It was at this point we figured out we needed to go to somewhere called Black Spire Keep. And, well, nobody wanted to tell Percy where it was. Sorry. Nobody wanted to tell us where it was. So we met the Count for the first time, after going by Sarah's to have the ring fixed. We asked, well, I asked, because I'm very blunt, where Black Spire Keep was. He said they would tell us in due time, which is fine, I understand. Apparently it was some dark history in his family line, which I can lament, I understand. But either way, then he says, okay, we have this odd thing coming around, blah blah blah, cattle going missing. So we're like, alright, we will investigate. We investigated, and it turned out to be an ancient green dragon. I did not want to fight this freaking ancient green dragon. Believe me. Well, at least that's what I thought it was. Turns out, this dragon was none other than Tiamat. Go figure. Anyway. At this time, we did not know who it was. So, let it be known, we called her Esmeralda, the consort of Tiamat. So, anyway, we were then tasked by her, and we could solve this little debacle. She liked food, and, you know, we were pretty much negotiators in a peace arrangement between the dragon and the city. So all she wanted to do was eat and live in her thing. Her agreement was she would give us anything we desired. Anything. So I'm like, okay. On the way back to the town, I convinced the party that we should ask for a deck of many things. I am not, how you say, greedy, I guess. But anyway, I figured, well, they were like, oh no, we need to ask for, we need to ask for the Black Spire Keep. I'm like, why? Why do we need to ask for something that will be told to us eventually? We can get it for free from the Count, or we can have to do another job to get it from the dragon. I just say we wait till the Count is ready to tell us. Either way, I convinced them, be like, alright, let's do it. So, we talked to the Count again, a little murmurings, and he's like, deal. Because he didn't want to have to deal with the green dragon just killing his town. I understand. So, we agreed, we talked to her, and then she said, alright, what do you wish? And then I'm like, so we agree? The nod shakes their head in acceptance reluctantly. And then I look up to her and I'm like, the deck of many things. She goes, oh, very well, and waves her hand, and out pops the deck of many things. It is at this point useless to tell you what happens to the other members of the party. Well, I'll tell you a little bit. Ren drew, he got a couple of things, and he got a knight. And then Cerberus drew, he got a knight as well. Some bad things happened to them. But what you're probably are most interesting to hear is I drew. I think, let's see, 1, 2. I drew a couple cards. I can't remember exactly. Well, one of them is something that I wished I hadn't drawn. Every single non-magic item I had was gone. Gone. Money, fame, all my wealth. Oh, yes. Prior to drawing this card, I had drawn a card that gave me 25,000 gold worth of gems. Then I drew a card that took it all away. Luckily, since I am a noble, but I do not have land yet. Nothing else was taken from me except for what I had on my person. Had my bag of holding and nothing else. I was nude. But I digress. I quickly covered myself. Got my loincloth, and Ren, luckily, I think he had a shirt or so and some pantaloons to help. I grabbed those, put them on, and then I drew my last card. My last card was a doozy. I cannot remember. What was the name of this darn card? Hold on. Let me think. It was the deck of many things. Oh, there it is. These newfangled gizmos. Some pictures. Oh, yes. My friend did draw the void card. My other friend, he was with us. And Cerberus actually drew a Vizier card eventually. Another person we were with drew... This is the one. No, that's not it. Yes, here it is. I drew the Rogue card. Which, if you have any familiarity with the deck of many things, one random NPC in the world is out to kill me. With everything they've got. This one, I admit, had me worried. But either way, we were set off on another grand adventure. Since one of my friends drew the Throne card and the King card and the Void card, and someone drew the Wish card as well. Moon, if I'm not mistaken, gives you 1d4 minus 1 wishes. Either way, he used one to figure out where he was. The gods were benevolent with us this day, because luckily, where his soul was is exactly where the throne was. We went to this throne and... Oh, yes. There is a side story to what you're about to hear. I may have indirectly killed the Mayor of Thurmaster. Well, we've heard Thurmaster was full of idiots. Aside one or two. And us, of course. Well, let's see. Well, I minor illusioned, no, a goblin. And I was having a lot of fun with that. Eventually, the mayor was talking to us. I'm like, let's have some fun. I poof. A minor illusioned goblin in there. I took one of my mini daggers, me being a wizard and all. I took it and I went, "Hiya!" and immediately dispelled the spell at the same time. He asked, "Oh no, what was that?" And I told him it was a dagger that once per month you killed someone with it, and the body just sucked up into the dagger, never to be revealed again. He paid me 2,000 gold for this dagger. Apparently, him and the missus was not getting along. Well, unfortunately, I sold it, and it didn't work, and, well, he got decapitated. Anyway, then we went to this place. It was right outside the master. It was an interesting place. We had to clear it of cronies first, and we did so. This was where I almost died the first time. Now, don't get me wrong, I may getting all of these mixed up in order, but I digress. I was having a lot of fun with this group. At first, I really didn't trust no one. Then I began to make friends. Anyway, we cleared this out. Found him, destroyed the 3 frackin' hags. Damn hags. I'll always hate green hags. You know, there's a beautiful story in that. It's beautifully horrendous if you ask me. That's a story for another time. But either way, we went on and on and on and killed everything, returned his soul to his body. Our other friend, which was Jelenith's sister. Oh yes, at this point, Jelenith's sister and brother joined us. Her sister drew the throne card and actually ended up becoming mayor of Thurmaster. Cannot remember what happened to her brother. Either way, we ended up clearing this thing of all the nonsensical evil and such that is in it. And while we were in it one day, we heard a strange noise. We went down, and this is where we found our good friends. Oh, I cannot remember her name. She was a dark elf and a halfling bard. Those two were very fine. I enjoyed them. The dark elf did not like me. Do not know why. But Alton, he was nice. Either way, as it became ritual to the people in our group, when they first joined, they got to draw from the deck of many things. They both drew, and, well, Alton drew the rogue card as well. I laughed and snickered, but either way. And then one day, it hit me. I thought my time was up. I was busy trying to figure out who it was that was trying to kill me. We had a couple of mini adventures, but we all went into the tavern. Known not to get the meat pies. Never get the meat pies. Not in Thurmaster. Never get the meat, the red meat. So I ordered me some chicken, some eggs, and bacon. I was a very suspicious person. So I checked it for poison, unfortunately. Well, let's just say I almost died this day. I survived, just barely. And went to kill this man. He ended up dying. And then the bar owner came in. He's like, oh no, blah, 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 blah. As a condolences, we let him drew through the deck of many things. He got extremely lucky. He drew the wish card. And he, pretty much what he did is he revivified his son. I was on edge, I almost on the bear of death. Pulled his dagger out and turned it on him. Then he was normal again. He wasn't hateful towards me. Since he had died and then brought back, the effects of the deck of many things must have worn off. Greetings, my viewer. Hello. So, I went to Alcar, if I'm not mistaken, was his name. He was a very old worker for the Count himself. We figured this out later on in life, of course. Then I proceeded to buy the dagger, because I had given him back the dagger, of course. He sold it to Alucard, so I bought it from him. It was my dagger now. A couple of weeks go by, nothing really happens. Then finally, we are summoned by the Count himself. It is at this point we met. It is somewhere between now and then where we met one of my closest friends at this point. Besides Ren, of course. Ren will now and forever be my most loyal friend. But as time passed, we met one more new ally. His name was Draven. He was very kind. He was a little rough around the edges because he was a very new to adventuring. But alas, he became one of my closest friends, next to Alden. I digress. But we were summoned by the Count. We were told about Black Spire Keep and where it was. This was actually good because I needed to go visit my hometown. Unfortunately, me and my father did not get along at all. He thought me becoming a wizard was a waste of my nobility and time. So we butted heads quite a lot in my childhood. I had two people growing up, Ren and my twin sister, Cassandra. My mother was fairly nice as well, but I don't know. Anyway, so I went there to get, of course, You know what I needed? I needed my scroll of pedigree, or my coat of arms, as people call it sometimes, and my signet ring. It was a pain talking to my father to get these, but alas, I did. And then he scolded me for losing them, and scolded me even more so because my sister had been kidnapped. I was infuriated. Not at my father, not at my mother, not at the guards, but at whoever stole my sister from me. So I dropped what I was doing, and I went to Black Spy Keep with my comrades. This will go down as my darkest day. So, we went in. Battled for a lot. Ended up got through the main entrance. I cast a spell to block the door. I went in a room that had dogs and one single person. I asked him where was my sister. I said it just like I did then. Where is my sister? He said, why should I tell you? Stuff like that. He's like, you're just gonna kill me anyway. He didn't know how right he was. There was one other person in the room with me. It's Guilford. I could not determine whether Ren saw or not. He was at the other end of the thing. But, to my knowledge, he may have seen me, so either way. I told this man, I am a noble of the court. I give you my word, we shall not kill you as long as you give me the information I need. So he gave me the information. He turned around, thought he was a free man. Gave him the ever so slightest feeling that he was home free. And in that brief instant that he thought that he had hope, I took out my dagger and stabbed him in the base of the neck. And then I whispered in his ear, don't fuck with my sister. And then proceeded to walk to exactly where he told me they were holding him. And I saw Draven there. Hello? Got my sister. Hello, Cassandra. Hey, Percy. You know, we explained pleasantries. I asked if she was hurt. She said a little, but she was fine. I then proceeded to go to the door that everybody else was in. I said, "Are you ready?" And then we proceeded to fight. We ended up winning. The bald guy was the last one to go. He was a very powerful wizard. I had killed him. And he had an artifact that, while I was not intentionally looking for, was placed in my lap. It was the Eye of Vecna. So I scooped it up, put it in my bag, and went along my merry way. That night at camp, on our way back, I decided, you know what? Fuck it. Let's use this artifact of his. Gouged out my right eye. I shoved that motherfucker in. And the power that I felt was like nothing you've ever seen. I was already evil from what I did to that one person. I did feel guilty, so that night I etched the word penitence into my dagger. Unknowingly, it gave it magical properties, dealing massive damage to a Dorado. But it was my penitence. It was my regret. That one moment in my life was the first moment I've ever been so angry. I later had a discussion with Guildford and Wren. Told them both how couldn't stop myself. I also showed Wren what new artifact I had. But I digress. This is the end of the first part of the Percy podcast. Next time, hopefully, I'll have someone else here. And I think we'll pick up in the Underdog. Or right before we go into the Underdog. I thank you all for watching and listening to my tale. And next time, I really, really hope my friend can join. You've heard of him. He's in the story. Name is Draven. Thank you very much for watching and listening. This has been Percy, signing off. Until next time, my dear viewers.